Hello, everybody, and here we go again with another week of HTFL football. Another game, I should say. Today it's Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Tampa Bay losing double digits both of their games, and New Orleans losing a heartbreaker last week, 30 to 28 to Minnesota. Indoors at the Superdome, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome as it's now called. Tampa Bay won the toss and will receive. Drew Brees quarterbacking for New Orleans, Jameis Winston for Tampa Bay. John McKay on the sidelines for the Bucs, Sean Payton for the Saints. Saints are in the dark squares, Tampa Bay in the light and orange squares. Hagan's back deep for the Bucs. He takes the kickoff. It's just outside the goal line, moves it out to the 26 for a 28-yard gain. Setting the offense for Tampa Bay for you. It will be Dunn and Allstott at running back, Evans and Carter at wideout, Giles at tight end, Winston at quarterback, Gruber, Middleton, Mayberry, Farrell, and Penn at offensive line spots. First and 10 for the Bucs at their own 26. Give to Allstott. Allstott with a couple of yards. Setting the defense for New Orleans, Jordan and Johnson, your defensive ends. Glover and Martin, your defensive tackles. Jackson, Mills, Swilling, your linebackers. Waymer, Robinson, Knight, and Myers, your defensive backs. Second and 8, ball at the 28. The give is to Dunn, and Dunn trapped for a loss of 4. Kevin House will come in for the Bucs. Of course, the Buccaneers had their first win ever at New Orleans' Superdome. 33-14 back in 1977. There's 1977 creeping up in the conversation again as it did the last game I taped, Miami at St. Louis. Third and 12 at the 24 now. Here's Winston in the gun. It's a draw to Dunn, and he picks up 6 yards. So Tampa Bay will punt, and we'll have a chance to set the New Orleans offense and the Tampa Bay defense for you after the change of possession, should there be one. And this punt veers over to the right, a 28-yard punt for Bidwell, and New Orleans is going to start with excellent field position at their own 42, setting the offense. Actually, let me get them in the base offense, and we can read it off for you. Williams and Muncie will be your running backs. Horn and Chandler, your wideouts. Graham, your tight end. Drew Brees out of Purdue at quarterback. Rofe, Evans, Goodwin, Nix, and Turley are the offensive linemen. We'll start off with a medium slant to Joe Horn. And it's caught right on the money, 21 yards. As he opens up a Coke, 371 yards last week for Breeze, 24 for 41, an interception, 3 touchdowns. Setting up the defense for Tampa Bay for you, Selman and Claiborne are your defensive ends. McCoy and Logan, David Logan, at defensive tackle. Nickerson, David, Brooks, Dickerson, and David are your linebackers. Barber, Talib, Lynch, Barron, those are your defensive backs. Ball now at the Tampa Bay 37 for a first and 10. We'll go for the gusto long hitch to Wes Chandler. Breeze will scramble and pick up 3. Derek Brooks out of Florida State, one of the great Buccaneers ever, makes a stop at the 34 for a 3-yard gain. New Orleans showing no respect for the pass defense of Tampa Bay, but they're going to trap it right here with Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams out of the University of Texas, former reality show contestant, picks up 5 yards. Makes it 3rd and 2. Trap right, Ricky Williams. And no gain. And that'll bring up 4th down. So the New Orleans drive stalls. Morton Anderson, who blew a field goal in the 4th quarter of last week's game, a chip shot that would have given the Saints the lead that they might have held on to. He's going to try one from 46. And that's right on the money and good. And the Saints take a 3-0 lead with 9:44 to go. Hagan's back deep for the Bucs. Ball goes into the end zone for a touchback, and it's 1st and 10 Tampa Bay at their own 20. Set up from there. Marker down.
Holding. Offense. Number 88. 10-yard penalty.
Giles called for holding, and it is now going to be a 1st and 20 from the 10. Winston goes to a 3 wide receiver front with Dunn in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. We'll see what happens here. And a quick throw to Jimmy Giles. Gain of 9. Knight on the tackle for New Orleans. 2nd and 11 at the 10. Winston.
The previous play is under review.
Well, let's let this play out before I describe it.
Upon further review, the runner was down by contact.
Williams true to his favorite target of the 20 teens, Mike Evans, but he may have fumbled the ball. It looked like New Orleans had recovered. Ricky Jackson had recovered for New Orleans, but they go to replay. Replay booth initiated the replay call, and they determined that the runner was down by contact. Tampa Bay keeps possession, a 3rd and 5 now from the 25. Screen to Dunn, 8 yards. 1st and 10, ball to 33. Give us to Dunn. Dunn straight ahead, 6 yards. 2nd and 4, ball to 39. Dunn, no gain. 3rd and 4, ball to 39 now. And that was a long throw to Evans, but dropped, hit by Robinson. So the Saints get it back, barring a turnover. Bidwell with a much better punt this time of 46 yards, and it went out of bounds at the 15. Saints with a 3-0 lead, 6:21 left, opening quarter. Trap right, Ricky Williams. As we run this play to death. 2-yard gain. We'll go Muncie on a screen on 2nd and 8. That is incomplete. Lynch injured himself. Looked like he tweaked his knee, but he will be okay. We hear from the sideline reporters. And now it's 3rd and 8 at the 17. We'll go 4 wide. Put a man in motion. No shotgun. Medium pass. And we are looking for Wes Chandler. Caught. And Chandler's got running room. He's got a lot of running room. Touchdown. Wes Chandler and the Saints an extra point away from 10-0, and they get it.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
Claiborne was offsides of the extra point, so they'll kick from the 40. That was an 83-yard touchdown pass. Drew Brees to Wes Chandler, and just like that, 10-0 Saints. Here's the kickoff from the 40, and no surprise there. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. Tampa Bay will set up from the 20. 1st and 10 Bucs. A screen to Dunn for 8 yards. Ricky Jackson makes the tackle. And now it's 2nd and 2 with 5 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. That's a throw to Carter, deflected by Jackson, and incomplete. 3rd down and 2. To Winston, incomplete. 4th and 2 now. Bucs will have to punt it again. Here's Bidwell. Fair caught by Dodd at the 26. And the Saints will start 1st and 10 from there. So far, Breeze 2 out of 3, but with 104 yards. We'll go medium out to Joe Horn. And they throw underneath instead to Muncie, and Muncie picks up 11. Looked like there may have been a penalty on the play, but the referees pick it up. Trap right, Chuck Muncie. He picks up 3 yards. David Logan makes the tackle, hero of the 1981 season for Tampa Bay, and scored a defensive touchdown in a game they needed against Detroit in Detroit that gave them the NFC Central Championship, but 2 weeks later they got throttled by Dallas 38-0. 2nd and 7. Ball at the 40 of New Orleans. Pitch to Ricky, and Ricky picks up 9. Moves it out to the 49 of New Orleans, 1st and 10. About that 38-0 Dallas over Tampa Bay win. That was the week before the famous catch game where Dwight Clark and the 49ers changed NFL history forever when they beat Dallas in the last minute of play 28-27 and went to Super Bowl 16. Ball to 49 for a 1st and 10, medium hitch to Colston. And Colston's got it. And it's a pickup of 15. So right now, New Orleans could pretty much do anything they want. That's right, some pretty good defenders on this Bucs team, like Leroy Selman and Rondy Barber and John Lynch and Derek Brooks. Off tackle right, Ricky Williams on 1st and 10 from the Bucs 36. And there's a timeout called by Tampa Bay, and they probably needed to call one, kind of like basketball where a team's reeling and they got to use a timeout. So we'll call the play again. Medium fly, Joe Horn. That's caught. A gain of 20. New Orleans in the red zone. We're going to go to Jimmy Graham. Medium slant. That's incompleted. Nickerson with the deflection. Tried to pull it in. Couldn't. And it's now 2nd and 10 from the 16. We will go sweep to the right with Ricky Williams. Gain of a yard.
Offense, number 88, 10-yard penalty.
Graham called for offensive holding, and Tampa Bay accepts it. 2nd and 20 from the 26. You really want to give Drew Brees another play? Okay, long hitch to Wes Chandler. Worked so well the last time. This time they go to Horn as a second option, and he catches it for 5. That'll end the first quarter. Score is 10-0 Saints. Starts second quarter now. It's 10-0 New Orleans over Tampa Bay. Medium out, Wes Chandler. 3rd and 15. And that'll get him close, but not the first.
Offsides, defense. Number 76, 5-yard penalty.
David Logan jumped off sides, so they'll take the penalty and get another crack at it. We'll go medium hitch Wes Chandler. Try to give him his second touchdown of the day. We cannot. Keep Talib on the coverage for the Bucs. So a field goal for Anderson here from 33 yards out to make it 13-0. Blocked by Logan, pounced on by Brooks, no good. Bucs will start 1st and 10 at their own 23. Give to Allstott, and Allstott with a 4-yard gain. Robinson tackles him by the neck. 2nd and 6 at the 27. And that's a nicer gain for Dunn, 9-yard gain. Waymer on the stop. We used the Action PC Football 2020 game, if those of you who might be tuning into this for the first time. And we used the historical, Pro Football Historical set, which has over 11,000 players going back to 1940. I put them all on the 32 market teams. Las Vegas is a combination of players that didn't make it on the other 31 teams. And some of these teams are combination teams, like let's say Chicago is the Cardinals and the Bears, LA is the Duns, the Raiders, the Chargers, all when they played in LA, and the Rams when they played in LA. You get the idea. 1st and 10, ball to 36. Give us to Dunn, and Dunn's got no gain. So you got 2,400 of the best players in this season. And with future historical sets, we'll probably have future seasons. 2nd and 10 from the 36 now. Winston underneath, he threw it to Dunn. Dunn slips and slides, and he's got himself a gain of 62 yards. Knight tackled him at the 2, and now the Bucs are in business. 1st and goal from the 2 to give to Dunn. Dunn's got the score. Sweep to the right. Dunn finds pay dirt. And the Bucs have cut the lead. Point after to make it 10-7, and it's good. It's Michael Husted who kicks the field goals does the kicking for the Bucs, and they have crept into this game now at 10-7 with 11:26 left at halftime. Atkins back deep for New Orleans, and he takes it on the run, runs it up to the 33, a gain of 26. We'll go to Williams on a trap right, 1st and 10. Gains just a little. No, actually, he didn't gain anything. That was David on the stop. How about a medium fly to Wes Chandler? New Orleans has had great success throwing, and that's another catch of 17 for Chandler to give him 100 yards on the day, and we're not even 20 minutes into the game. Breeze is now 6 for 9, 155 yards, and a touchdown. Ball at midfield, 1st and 10. Trap right, Ricky Williams. I probably said that a few times. A loss of 2. And New Orleans is going to go 3 deep. And they are looking for Barron. Running something at Barron. Here's Jimmy Graham. And he will go medium hitch. They instead throw to Joe Horn, and he picks up a gain of 7 before Rondé Barber got to him. And it's now 3rd and 5. Colston, medium slam. Penalty.
Pass interference, defense. Number 29, automatic. 1st down.
Abraham gets a little too handy, and the Saints pick up an easy 1st down. We'll go long pass to Wes Chandler. Keep exploiting that weakness. Incomplete, deflected by Talib. It's now 2nd and 10. Off tackle right, Ricky Williams trying to chop down the yardage, and he picks up 7. That's a nice gain for him. They'll go double tight end for a change, but it will be a medium pass to Mr. Childs. They instead throw underneath to Williams. That's a 1st. Nickerson makes the stop, Hardy Nickerson. And the Saints keep marching down to the goal line. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 14. Trap right, Ricky Williams. A gain of 4. Brooks on the stop. We'll go Muncie. Hello, Muncie. Off tackle right. And he's found pay dirt. Touchdown. Chuck Muncie. Who will later go on to play with San Diego, if I remember correctly. The point after by Morton Anderson is good, and it's 17-7 Saints. Hagen's back deep for the Bucs. Touchback, ball to 20. 1st and 10 from there. Winston. Incomplete. He was looking for Jimmy Giles on that. 2nd and 10, ball to 20. Allstott, a gain of 6. Make it now 3rd and 4 from the 26. That was to Dunn, Warwick Dunn, and he picked up 11 on a catch. He's got 4 catches for 89 yards so far today. Winston is now 6 of 10 for 104. An injured player in the game, and that will be Kevin House. He will come out. 1st and 10 at the 37. Winston, a fumble. New Orleans has it.
The previous play is under review.
But another booth review. Hang on.
Upon further review, the passer's arm was coming forward. Incomplete.
And Tampa Bay escapes again via the HTFL rules, where all turnovers and all scores are looked at the booth, but anything else can be challenged, and each team has 1 challenge. 4:46 left, 2nd quarter, 2nd and 10 from the 37. Give is to Allstott, and Allstott picks up 2. A 3rd and 8 from the 39. Winston, looking, intercepted. And we know Winston can do that. Dave Waymer on the pick. 2 picks for him on the year. And it's 1st and 10 at the 50 with exactly 4 minutes left to go till halftime. Sweep right, Ricky Williams. Actually, no, we're going to do an audible. Bomb it out to Wes Chandler. There's the bomb. No catch. New Orleans tries to take advantage of the turnover right off the bat. You always see a few teams doing that through the years, where they like to make a team pay for turning the ball over. And it's now 2nd and 10 from midfield. Pitch right, Ricky Williams. That's a nice gain for him, 7 yards. David made the stop, Levante David. And it's 3rd and 3. We're going to draw it to Ricky Williams. Try to catch them napping here. That's a first, and Ricky Williams has a first down, gain of 8. That gives him 10 for 40 on the day, 10 carries for 40 yards. It's now a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, 2:49 to go. We'll go long slant to Colston. New Orleans having no problems throwing it deep. There was a fumble on the play. Claiborne caused the fumble, but Evans jumped on it. One of the offensive linemen for New Orleans. And we'll go to the 2-minute warning. And it's 17-7 Saints. Ricky Williams, sweep to the right, 2nd and 9. And Williams with a head of steam, and he's got a first down at the 20-yard line. $1:50 left. New Orleans goes no huddle. Medium out, Joe Horn. That's incomplete, but that also stops the clock with 1:32 to go. Off tackle right, Ricky Williams. A gain of 8. Here's 1:24 on the clock, and New Orleans on a 3rd and 2 call timeout. We'll go Muncie. Dive play. He's going to be close to the first. He got it. He's got the first. And they'll call timeout again. Bucs have 2 timeouts. The Saints now with 1, using 2 of their 3 on back-to-back plays. 1:19 to go. We'll go Ricky Williams off tackle to the right. And that was nothing doing. Levante David on the stop. They'll hurry up. Wes Chandler, short out. Incomplete. Setting up a 3rd and goal. Looking for Graham. Medium cross. Good. Touchdown. Here's the point after by Anderson. Jimmy Graham with the touch. And it's 24-7. And that is now 2 touchdowns for Breeze. 4 on the day. Chuck Muncie scored on a run. And now Tampa Bay with a chance to get something before halftime. New Orleans gets the ball to start the second half, so you got to wonder if Tampa Bay will try to force the issue here. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Winston on the run, and he picks up 7. Will they call timeout? They will not. 42 seconds left and a running clock down towards the end of the half. To Dunn, no gain. Saints will burn a timeout with 25 seconds to go. 3rd and 3, just in case they want to throw the ball here. The give is to Dunn, and that will run the clock out. Gain of 12 for Dunn. And Tampa Bay calls timeout, so that gives them new life with 15 seconds left. They have 1 left. The Saints have none. That is timeouts. 15 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 39. And Dunn, no gain. And Tampa Bay calls a timeout. See what they do here on 2nd and 10. Will they throw deep? They will not, and that will most definitely be the end of the first half. 24-7, New Orleans. And welcome back to the start of the second half. I did look up the Bucs-Cowboys game of January 2nd, 1982. That was the game of 38-0 that Dallas beat Tampa Bay. One of those embarrassing defeats for the Bucs at a time frame where they couldn't beat Dallas to save their lives. And that was also the same game of the day of the Epic in Miami. One of the great games in NFL history where San Diego outlasts Miami 41-38 in overtime. And if you want to look up that game, it's on YouTube as of right now, 23rd of June, 2020. Atkins back deep for New Orleans to start the second half. Takes it just outside the 5 and gains 21 yards to the 25, so he caught it at the 4. Stats-wise, New Orleans with 280 offensive yards, Tampa Bay with 156, Breeze 10 for 17, and even 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jameis Winston, 1 interception, 6 for 12, 104 yards. New Orleans also not doing bad running the ball, 18 for 80. The Bucs 16 for 52. Penalties, 4 for 34 for Tampa Bay, 1 for 10 for New Orleans. 1 turnover for Tampa Bay. That was the Jameis Winston interception. None for the Saints. And on 1st and 10, we're going to trap it right to Chuck Muncie. Just do a little basic play, and it works out nice for the Saints, who pick up 11 yards. Wes Chandler probably has had the best day so far. 2 catches, 100 yards even. We'll go to him here on a medium hitch on 1st and 10, but we have a marker down.
False start. Offense. Number 77, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That is against Knicks, and that'll push the Saints back 5. 1st and 15. Off tackle right, Ricky Williams, who has not had a bad day running. Picks up 3 that time, 14 for 64 now for Ricky. Leading rusher for the Bucs is Dunn, 11 for 31. 2nd and 12. Medium fly, Jimmy Graham. That's right on the money, a 14-yard gain. Bucs playing with a lot of defensive backs in the game, so we're just going to run it with Ricky Williams. They changed the formation, and they make it a 2-yard gain for Williams behind Turley, and Levante David brought him down. We'll take a look at David real fast out of Nebraska. And that's now a 2nd and 8 for the Saints. We'll go with Wes Chandler again, medium cross. Instead, they dump it to Ricky Williams. That's a gain of 8. Claiborne is out of the game. So Reagan Upshaw is going to come in and play defensive end, one of the defensive ends opposite Leroy Selman. 1st and 10 for the Saints at the 42. Medium slant, Joe Horn. Incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 20, automatic, first down.
But they get Barber getting a little too cute. That's a 12-yard penalty. Spotted a foul penalty. And it's 1st and 10 at the 30. Joe Horn, short hitch. Keep working Joe Horn. And he makes a catch at 10. They go right at Rondé Barber. And that works out for them. Saints at the Bucs 20 for a 1st and 10 play. We'll go right back to Ricky Williams. No gain there. Levante David, his 10th tackle of the day. 2nd and 10 now. We'll go Colston. And we will go long slant. About a 50-50 chance of a touchdown here. There you go. The right side of the coin came up. Extra point by Morton Anderson, and it's 31-7 Saints. Bucs looking like they're about 25 minutes away from going 0-3. Hagan's back deep, and that's kicked in the end zone for a touchback, and the Bucs will start from the 20. Let's see here. Winston back in. See what happens. It's Allstott, and Allstott picks up 3. Weimer on the stop. Allstott on the day, 5 carries for 17 yards. He had 12 for 37 against Carolina last week and 3 catches out of the backfield for 29. The A-Train. 2nd and 7, ball to 23. They give to Dunn, and Dunn picks up 3 yards. 3 yards in a cloud of dust on back-to-back plays. 3rd and 4 to 26. That is to Mike Evans, who picks up 11. So Winston with a completion to get him to 7 for 13 on the day. 1st and 10, ball to 37. Incomplete. Looking for Carrier, and not there. 2nd and 10 from the 37 now. And that was to Allstott, who picks up 4. 3rd and 6 from the 41 with 8:07 left in the 3rd quarter. That's a first down. That was to Kevin House out of Southern Illinois, and he gains 10. First and 10, ball at the 49. Screen to Allstott. Allstott's got running room, and that's 21 yards. Cook on the tackle, Toy Cook. As you can see here, he's out of Stanford. Played on those early 90s teams. One of the first few years they went to the playoffs. Although they did make the playoffs in 1987, and I believe that was the first year that the Saints ever made the playoffs, but that was a year where they used replacement players for 3 games out of the 15 they played. First and 10 at the Saints 28 with 6:23 left in the third quarter. That was to Warwick Dunn, and he picks up 2. Martin pancakes him. Second and 8. No catch as Winston threw into traffic looking for Evans, deflected by Robinson. Third and 8 at the 26. I'm sure the Bucs want to get 6 here, and that's incomplete. They were looking for Allstott, so Husted will come on and try for one from 43 yards out to cut it to a 21-point game. He got it, and it's 31-10. New Orleans over Tampa Bay. Should point out we have no other videos coming out tonight, and we will have our next game for you. That'll be our next video at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Don't know offhand who I will have, but we will go over that at the end of this game. Atkins back deep for the Saints, and it will be returned out to the 28.
Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
Robinson gets called for holding, and the Saints will start in the hole. There's a replay of the return, which I had inadvertently shown you. Ball at 10, first and 10. We'll go Muncie on a dive play. Just keep it simple. And he gains a nice gain of 4 yards. He's got 30 yards so far rushing on 5 carries and 1 catch out of the backfield for 11. Short slant, Wes Chandler. That's caught. That's his 3rd catch of the day. 11 yards, a first down.
Upon further review, the ball touched the ground before being secured.
Oh, wait a minute.
Incomplete. No timeout will be charged.
Tampa Bay challenged the ruling of a catch, and their challenge was upheld. Third and 6 from the 14 after we wave off Wes Chandler's catch. Screen to Ricky Williams. Don't do anything too silly here. Incomplete pass. So now the Bucs could get momentum. Here's Morstead back to punt. I believe it's the first time he has punted all day. Could be wrong about that. 45-yard punt, no return. I'll take a look real quick and see if there were any punts yet. He's had to have punted at least a few times. Well, anyway, first and 10, ball at the 41. We have 3:23 left, third quarter. Winston back, firing to House, incomplete, Kevin House. And it's now second and 10 at the 41. Screen to Allstott, and Allstott with 11. Claiborne available. It is now first and 10 at the 48 with 3:03 to go. Put away your cell phone, Paulie. Incomplete, looking for Allstott. Second and 10 from the 48 of New Orleans. Winston will run. Met by Jackson for a 1-yard gain after a 1-yard gain. And it's now third and 9 at the 47. Winston to Allstott. Allstott has the first down, 10 yards. Did not see who tackled. No, it was Sam Mills who got to him. First and 10 at the Saints 37. Tampa Bay with a little bit of momentum here. Dunn straight ahead for 8 yards. Moves it to the 29 of New Orleans. Second and 2. Dunn with running room and 11 yards. That's the end of the third quarter. It is now 31-10 New Orleans, but Tampa Bay is driving. See there, Antonio Bryant coming in as the 4th wide receiver, and James Wilder is going to enter the game at running back. Try to give Tampa Bay a little bit of speed at the running back position and somebody who could catch passes out of the backfield, and Wilder was known for that. First and 10, ball at the 18. They give to Wilder. Wilder was not a bad rusher either, but he loses a yard as Glover gets to him. That's Leroy Glover, as you could see there, out of San Diego State. Second and 11, ball at the 19. 14:55 left in the game unless we go overtime. An injury to Wilder, only for a few plays, an undisclosed injury, so they will bring Warwick Dunn back in. Third and 11 at the 19. Tampa Bay really needs more than a field goal here, and they won't get in on that
Holding
play.
offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty.
So if we take the holding, it's third and 21. If we decline the penalty, Tampa Bay will probably go for it. So I'm going to accept the penalty. Make it third and 21 at the St. 29. Winston, screen to Dunn, who picks up 6. And Wilder will be ready to go back in the game. Tampa Bay is going to try a field goal here. I'm going to watch for a fake because I don't think a field goal helps them. And they don't even get the field goal. It's no good. Houston, wide right from 40. And the Saints take over with 13:16 left to go till the end of the game. Unless we go to overtime. Sweep right, Ricky Williams. That's a gain of 7 yards. Long hitch, Wes Chandler. And Chandler with another big play of 57 yards. Give Drew Brees another 300-yard passing game. He's at 309 now. First and goal at the 6. Saints looking to put this one on ice. They lead 31-10. Trap right, Ricky Williams. And even with 8 in the box, Williams finds a way to score. Ricky Williams. And it's 37-10. The point after try is good. Saints 38, Bucs 10. With 12:08 left in regulation time. This is starting to look like this one's in the bag. Hagan's back deep for the Bucs, and it's a touchback. Tampa Bay trying to avoid going 0-3 on the year, and they have lost by more than 10 points in their first 2 games, and they're getting blown out in this one. Winston back deep. Throws to James Wilder, and that's good for 12 yards. Knight brought him down for the Saints. First and 10 at the 32 now. And it's Wilder, trap left. Not a trap left, but he pitched to the left, and that's a gain of 2. Second and 8 from the 34 now. Long throw completed to Antonio Bryant, and that gains 20 yards. Weimer on the tackle for the Saints. Now a first and 10 at the St. 46 with under 10 minutes to go now, but we have a penalty.
Offense, number 62, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That would be Sean Farrell. Played on those early 80s Bucs teams. First and 15 now. Bucs backed up to their side of the 50 at the 49. Got Winston throwing, incompleting to Wilder. Second and 15 now. They go to Wilder. Wilder with a huge gain of 32 yards before Toy Cook gets to him. Winston now 15-28, 237 on the day. Threw 1 pick, but he has not thrown a touchdown pass yet. First and 10 at the 19. The give is to Wilder and a loss of 1 yard. Second and 11 at the 20.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. 10-yard penalty.
You see
Automatic.
there.
First down.
Would have been an incomplete pass, but Johnson gets called for getting a little handy with somebody's face mask. First and goal at the 10. Bucs looking for a score in the worst way here. They give to Wilder, and Wilder's got himself 3 yards. Wilder has 4 carries for just 3 yards, but he has 2 catches for 44. Second and goal at the 7. That is to Mark Carrier, who scores. And it's 38-16, about to be 38-17. Yes, it is. Houston puts it through the uprights. Now the Bucs trail by just 21. I'm going to watch for an onside kick here. and they kick it deep instead. And it's returned to the 31 after a gain of 23 by Atkins. Washington makes the stop for the Bucs. Ricky Williams has not had a bad day. 18 carries, 79 yards. We're going to trap it left this time and try to catch the Bucs napping. Gain of a yard.
Holding. Offense. Number 68, 10-yard penalty.
But Turley called for holding, and it's 1st and 20. Chuck Muncie on a trap, right? No gain. Loss of a yard, in fact. Chuck Muncie out of California. 3 catches out of the backfield for 48 against the Vikings in that 30-28 loss. Now a second down and 21 will go medium fly, West Chandler. Incomplete.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 93, 5-yard penalty.
But LaShawn McCoy of the more recent Buccaneers teams gets called for encroachment. And it's going now to be 2nd and 16, which will give the Saints 2 more plays, perhaps. Trap right, Ricky Williams. All those DBs in the backfield. Williams picks up a first down on that pitch right, all to his lonesome, and that's 95 yards on the day for Ricky. And with 6:02 left, he's got a good chance of getting 100 on the day. We'll give it to him again, off tackle right. No gain, but
encroachment. Defense. Number 63, 5-yard penalty.
That's Leroy Selman who gets called for encroachment. So the the penalties are becoming contagious for the Bucs. 9 today for 71 yards. Medium out, Joe Horn on 1st and 5. That's incompleted. Check down to Williams. Barron ripped it out. And it's 2nd and 5. We'll go right back to Ricky Williams. Off tackle right. 5:21 to go. No gain there. 3rd and 5. We'll draw it to Ricky Williams this time. Looking to get to 100 yards.
Holding. Offense. Number 68,
And that will not be.
10-yard penalty.
We had declined penalty. Ricky Williams at 97 yards rushing, looking for 100. But not on this series. It's going to be 4th and 3. Morstead will go back to punt. We'll go for the sideline. Could have kicked it deep, but we'll just play on the sideline and try to get Tampa Bay in a coffin corner. And the punt went out of bounds at the 14 with 4:36 left in the 4th. It's 38-17 Saints. 1st and 10 at the 14. A lot of teams in there. Antonio Bryant, the intended receiver, broken up by Waymer. Winston, 16 for 30, 244 on the day with 1 pick and one touchdown. Little flick to Wilder. Screen pass, and that's good for 22 yards. Wilder now 3 catches, 66 yards on the day. 1st and 10 at the 36. Winston throws it to Carrier, and he picks up 17. 1st and 10, ball at the 47. Screen to Carrier, loss of a yard. 3:18 left. 2nd and 11 at the 48. Gutsy throw by Winston with a defender in his face. And that was to Antonio Bryant for 24 yards. Winston now 300 passing yards on the day. 20 for 34, 306. Drew Brees has 309. 1st and 10 at the 24. And that's a sideline pass to Wilder, gain of 3. 2nd and 7 at the 21. And that's a touchdown. That went to Kevin House, who takes it to the house. 38-23. About to be 38-24 as Husted puts it through. We're going to watch for the onside kick here. And we were wise to do so because that's exactly what they tried. Joe Horn, they had the hands team in, and he returned it actually a yard before he was tackled. So 2:18 left to go. This should be academic, but game this close, you don't know. Ricky Williams, trap right. Nothing there. David, another tackle. And we'll take it to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go in the game. It's 38-24 New Orleans. We're going to sweep it to the left with Ricky Williams on 2nd and 10. And Ricky's got 100 yards. That was the gain of 3 he was looking for. He's at 100 yards on the day. Bucs call time. They have 2 left. We're going to throw a screen pass to Chuck Muncie here on 3rd and 7. That is there, but there is a marker down.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 55, 15-yard penalty.
Oh, Derek Brooks
First
gets
down.
called for face mask, and that's going to be a backbreaker for whatever chances the Bucs had left. Saints will play it safe and give it to Ricky Williams. Bucs still have 2 timeouts left, so they just can't kneel on it. There goes one of the timeouts as Williams gets no yards on that gain. Trap left Ricky Williams on this 2nd down play. Again, play it safe. No gain, and the Bucs call their last timeout. 3rd and 10, we'll give it to Muncie and just do a dive play. And a loss of a yard, so Morton Anderson will come in and try a 46-yarder, but they will run the clock all the way down to 1 second on the play clock and bang out a timeout with 40 seconds to go. The Saints still have 2 timeouts, but it's not likely that they're going to use them here. Anderson from 46 to give his team a 17-point lead, but that is no good. 2 field goal tries have backfired for the Saints. One was a block in the 2nd quarter, and now this pushed to the right on a 46-yarder by Anderson. And with 35 seconds left, the Bucs will have a chance to pad the stats a little bit. Ball to 36, 1st and 10. Winston completed to Bryant, but there was a fumble. Knight picked up the fumble and ran it all the way back to the 18. And with no timeouts left, take a knee, Drew, and let's get out of here. Davis made his 15th tackle, I guess you could call it, on that last play of the game. That's going to be it. New Orleans goes to 2-1 with a 38-24 win. Tampa Bay to 0-3. You see the summary there. Wes Chandler was probably the player of the game, I would say, with his statistical performance. He had 100 and something yards. Actually, he made 2 catches for 100 yards. That is correct because he did make a catch in the 2nd half, but he did not get to keep the catch because it was a replay that was overruled. Williams had another 100 yards. So we had 2 players with exactly 100 yards. Williams rushing and Chandler receiving. Drew Brees, another pretty decent day. He only had to throw it 26 times. 16 for 26 for 315. Winston 23 for 37, 345. 1 pick, 2 touchdowns. Team stats, let's look at those real fast. See them there. Time of possession, Tampa Bay actually had better time of possession. Saints had a worse time of it in 3rd down conversions, 5 out of 13. Tampa Bay 6 out of 12. Teams were even in the red zone. Saints just had double the efforts, 6 penetrations of the red zone for 4 touchdowns. Bucs with 3 red zone penetrations and getting 2 touchdowns. Saints did not turn the ball over, and the Bucs committed 86 yards worth of penalties, 10 of them, and that's how it ended. 38-24 New Orleans, and that puts New Orleans in the lead for the moment in the lower South Division. It's New Orleans, Jacksonville, Houston, and Tampa Bay, and the lower South and the upper South make up the Southern Conference. And you got 4 AFC and 4 NFC teams spread out in these divisions. So Carolina would be the 1 seed if you played the playoffs today, but everybody's got 13 games left at least. So we will see what we see in the weeks ahead. Tomorrow will be our next video, and for that we go to Houston for the Jacksonville Jaguars battling the Houston Oilers. Houston's a combination of the Oilers and the Texans. And then tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Thursday, we'll have Detroit, Minnesota. Friday will be Chicago, Green Bay. Saturday, Kansas City travels to Denver. Then we will do 4 games on the pre-4th of July week. San Francisco, Seattle, San Diego, Los Angeles, Arizona, Las Vegas. That'll be our only unplugged game of the week. Then on Monday night, Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Actually, I'll be playing that on July 2nd. And then I'm going to take July 4th weekend off and come back July 6th to start the 4th week of the season. So your final score, once again, Tampa Bay losing to New Orleans 38-24. This has been Big Paulie. Hope you enjoyed today's game. We'll catch you soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.